We have changed to an hour long. So that's going to be a lot more fun. You get to see a little more of the background and the fun little hijinks that we have in between. And we went to an estate sale for one of the episodes.
You might have seen her on Storage Wars, charming, bold, and full of sass. But Brandi Passante isn't just a treasure hunter. Away from the auctions and dust-covered lockers, Brandi has been turning heads on a whole new level. From jaw-dropping red carpet moments to sizzling snapshots that leave fans speechless, Brandi knows how to steal the spotlight. These aren't your everyday photos. They are wild, unexpected, and seriously stunning. If you thought you knew Brandi, think again. Get ready to see a whole new side of her. These insane photos will have you staring, smiling, and maybe even drooling. Let's get right into it. Brandi Passante's hottest moments, the unfiltered photos that broke the internet. Let's rewind to June 2021, when Brandi Passante, Storage Wars' favorite firecracker, steps out at her son's high school graduation. She posts a sweet trio pic on Instagram captioned, "So proud and so fortunate to have these two beautiful, kind, and loving souls." Simple words, but the photo? Anything but ordinary. In a fitted black top and jeans that hugged her curves just right, with her blonde hair cascading down, Brandi looked effortlessly stunning. No glam squad, no filters, just real mom vibes with a glow that had fans drooling. Ex-users couldn't stop calling her a MILF. And honestly, they weren't wrong. The post blew up with thousands of likes, and everyone was begging for more. Fast forward to September 2021, and Brandi delivers. She drops a bombshell full-body shot in a tight red skirt and skimpy white tank. Arms stretched wide like she's daring us to look. Her curves, next level. That tiny waist, those hips, even her bare feet had fans losing it. Comments exploded, and someone even called her a goddess on TV show's Ace. But it wasn't just her body that had jaws dropping. Her flirty smirk said it all. She knew exactly what she was doing. Over 10K likes later, Brandi was officially breaking the internet. In October 2021, she switched it up, inked and fierce. Brandi shows off a new finger tattoo, a tiny bird, and the word free. Her caption reads, "Somehow, by the grace of God, I managed to escape a difficult situation." Wearing a low-cut black top, tousled hair, and raw confidence, the vibe hit hard. Fans knew she was referencing her past, especially that split from Jared. This wasn't just a hot photo, it was Brandi reclaiming her power. X went wild again. That look? Sultry. That energy? Unstoppable. And then, in March 2024, Brandi's back at it. A fan snaps her at a thrift event in LA, and the pic goes viral. She's rocking a clingy green dress with a plunging neckline and sky-high hem. Her blonde hair's wild, and she's got that signature smirk. It's not staged, it's just Brandi being Brandi. The post hits 5K retweets by the following week. Her legs shine. Her confidence screams. At 45, she's proof that sexy has no age limit. Why is she posting these heat-packed pics? Because she can. Brandi's always been unapologetically real. She told Lifetime mom she grew up tough with brothers, no room for pretense. Since splitting from Jared, she's running her own shop, posting what she wants and living her truth. No filters, no fakery, just fierce, curvy, confident Brandi. And we are here for every single drop. After dropping heat throughout 2021, Brandi took a quiet step back in 2022. Her father's passing hit her hard, and she paused Instagram for a while. Looper confirmed the break. But when she returned, she came back fiercer than ever. These photos aren't just sexy, they're her way of saying, "I'm still here, still hot." And honestly, after 15 seasons of storage wars, she's proving that glow-ups don't have an expiration date. By March 2025, the internet was a mess, in the best way. X-Buzz lit up with fan reactions. "Drool City," one person yelled. Another compared her viral green dress shot to her Storage Wars debut back in 2010 and declared she's aging like fine wine. That 2021 foot fetish frenzy still echoing. "Those toes, though," another comment read. "Sure, the bold shots get some side eyes, too much cleavage for some, but the love drowns out the shade fast." Trending hashtags like #JustBrandyHot and BriUnfiltered tell the real story. These aren't just posts. They're a full-on thirst trap takeover, and Brandi's owning every bit of it. Her Instagram's a mix. Hilarious memes, thrift store plugs, and absolute bangers that break timelines. She's been smart about her fame, too. In a 2020 interview with TV show's Ace, she admitted she protects her kids from creeps online. But when it comes to herself, she doesn't hold back. There were whispers of a 2024 fling, but that fizzled fast. Doesn't matter, Brandi's glowing solo. When that green dress shot went viral, she retweeted it with a winking emoji on March 20th. She knows we're drooling. Long after the final Storage Wars episode aired, Brandi's not fading. She's just getting hotter. So why are we all obsessed? Because Brandi's the whole damn package. Wit, grit, and curves that kill. That $1.2 million locker jackpot in 2023 made her a legend. But it's these photos that make her unforgettable. From the sassy blonde of 2010 to today's sexy, confident single mom, she's evolved naturally. No filters, no fakes, just fire. Brandi Passante's insane photos aren't just hot, they're her victory lap. After the heartbreak, the trolls, the breakups, and the fame, she's still standing, still slaying, and we're all here for it. These shots? They're drool-inducing gold. Sexy, bold, unstoppable. So who really is Brandi Passante beyond these photos? And how did she rise to fame? Keep watching to find out. Brandi Passante's rise from rough childhood to reality TV queen. Before the glam, the viral photos, and the fierce Instagram comebacks, Brandi Passante was just a tough Texas girl trying to survive. Born in 1980, her childhood wasn't cushy or sweet, it was chaos. She once called it tumultuous, and she wasn't being dramatic. With brothers who used her as a punching bag, Brandi grew up learning how to take a hit, literally. That rough-and-tumble upbringing didn't just leave bruises, it built her backbone. She wasn't the loud, bubbly type either. Brandi admitted she used to give people dirty looks just to keep them away. That mix of shyness and grit? It molded her. While other kids chased dreams, Brandi focused on making it through the day. Every scar from those early years became fuel. Fuel to give her future kids the kind of life she never had. But survival wasn't just emotional. It was financial, too. Before the cameras rolled, before Storage Wars fame, Brandi took whatever jobs she could land. Babysitting, waitressing, scraping by. When she became a mom at just 23, the pressure multiplied. Every dollar mattered. Every unexpected expense felt like a disaster. That kind of struggle doesn't just go away, not even with fame. Even after she made it big, Brandi admitted money anxiety still haunted her, but instead of letting it break her, she made it her edge. On Storage Wars, while other bidders threw cash like confetti, Brandi played it cool, calculated, safe. That wasn't just a game plan, it was her survival instinct kicking in. And then, at 19, working as a carpet cleaning assistant in California, just another paycheck in a long line of low-paying jobs, everything shifted. That's where she met Jared Schultz, the manager. By his own words, kind of a jerk to employees, not exactly a love story starter. One of his own friends had to leave notes on his truck just to remind him to be nicer to Brandi. It wasn't sparks at first sight. Jared liked her. Brandi wasn't having it. She later joked he wore her down. Their flirty back-and-forth broke company rules, but neither of them cared. What started with carpet stains and awkward banter turned into something major. 2 kids, years together, and eventually reality TV fame. So when you look at Brandi now, in those jaw-dropping Instagram pics, flaunting curves and confidence, just know this: she didn't stumble into this life. She fought for it. From Texas scars to TV star, she's always been a survivor. And that, maybe more than anything, is what makes her so insanely captivating. After scrubbing carpets and surviving on scraps, Brandi and Jared tried the mortgage game. It flopped. Hard. They weren't business tycoons, they were just trying to stay afloat. That's when Jared's aunt tossed them a curveball. Storage auctions. Sounded wild. Risky. But they had nothing left to lose. So, they went all in. With barely a few bucks in their pocket, they started hitting up storage units, cracking open dusty lockers, sifting through strangers' leftovers and hoping for a lucky find. No glam, no shortcuts. Just 2 people hustling hard. That grind turned into Now and Then, their thrift shop in Orange County. They did everything: bought, loaded, hauled, priced, and sold. Some days they made next to nothing. Other days they barely paid rent. It wasn't pretty, but it was theirs. And it was that raw hustle that got noticed. When Storage Wars producers first saw Jared at an auction, he wasn't famous. He was just loud and fearless. But it wasn't until 8 months later, when they stepped into Now and Then and met Brandi, that something clicked. Her presence? Undeniable. Real. No script, no act. Just Brandi being Brandi. Strong, sharp, and impossible to ignore. They asked her if she wanted to be on TV. At first, it wasn't a dream come true. It was a question mark. Brandi and Jared had kids. A quiet life, as messy as it was, still gave them a little normal. Cameras threatened that. Fame wasn't the goal, it was a gamble. What would being on TV do to their family? Would their problems be broadcast for the world to pick apart? They weren't actors. They were 2 people, barely holding it all together, but something about the opportunity felt different. So they rolled the dice, and it changed everything. What started with dusty boxes and broken furniture turned into primetime gold. And at the center of it, Brandi Passante. No glam squad, no Hollywood polish. Just the same woman who used to give people dirty looks so they'd back off, now in full spotlight, making jaws drop every episode. When fans drool over Brandi's bold Instagram snaps today, what they're really seeing is the result of that backstory. Every curve, every confident pose, every sultry smirk, it's all built on years of grinding, guessing, and growing. She didn't fall into fame. She earned it. How did Brandi and Jared take over the screens of Storage Wars? Stay tuned to find out. From underdogs to power players, how Brandi and Jared took over Storage Wars. When Storage Wars hit the airwaves in December 2010, Brandi and Jared weren't ready for what came next. Producers dubbed them the Young Guns, but in the real world of auctions, they were anything but sharpshooters. They didn't have the contacts. They didn't have the lingo. They didn't even have a system. The others? Auction veterans. They rolled in with polished strategies, antique knowledge, and deep-pocket buyers on speed dial. Brandi and Jared? Just two thrift store hustlers with nerves, sweat, and a camera crew watching their every move. Their first day on set was brutal. Brandi didn't sugarcoat it. No breaks, no assistance, no time to second guess. They were told, bid, win, clear out the unit, clean it, repeat. It was hot, chaotic, and nothing like what they signed up for. They nearly bailed. But Brandi? She's built differently. Quitting wasn't in her DNA, so they pushed through, faking confidence, hustling harder, refusing to be clowned on national TV. And then it happened. The locker that changed everything. It looked like trash. A beat-up dresser, dusty boxes, nothing flashy. The seasoned bidders walked past it like it was empty. Brandi and Jared? They trusted their gut and dropped $1,100 more than they could comfortably afford. Back at Now and Then, they cracked one of the boxes open and froze. Inside was a pristine, organized collection of vintage silver coins, labeled, dated. Some go all the way back to the 1800s. It wasn't junk, it was treasure. That $1,100 gamble turned into over $13,000. Just like that, the game changed. No one saw it coming, but suddenly, the couple who didn't belong were now players. Respect followed fast. The cast stopped side-eyeing them. Fans started rooting for them. And the producers realized Brandi and Jared weren't background characters. They were gold. The chemistry between them? Electric. Jared's impulsiveness and Brandi's quick sarcasm clashed and clicked at the same time. It was unscripted magic. Real-life bickering, banter, and balance. Viewers couldn't get enough. And Brandi, deadpan delivery, side eyes, and sharp comebacks, was the standout. She wasn't trying to be a star. She was just being herself. And that authenticity made her unforgettable. By episode 3, everything shifted. The camera crews weren't just following Brandi and Jared. They were zooming in. Test audiences loved them. Younger viewers especially couldn't get enough of Brandi's sass and Jared's chaotic energy. Producers saw what was happening. Slowly but surely, Brandi and Jared were moving from the sidelines to center stage. And it didn't stop there. Their chemistry, real-life banter, and underdog hustle got them their own spin-off show, Brandi and Jared, Married to the Job. For a couple that almost didn't say yes to TV in the first place, it was wild. But success came with tension. Dave Hester, the self-declared king of Storage Wars, wasn't thrilled. Loud, competitive, and always stirring the pot, he made it clear he didn't think Brandi and Jared belonged. To him, they were just filler, TV candy for ratings. At one auction in Palm Springs, he even tried to sabotage them by spreading a rumor that one of their lockers was full of mold. The goal was to tank their resale value. It didn't work. And when Hester sued A&E in 2012, things got even messier. He accused the network of rigging the show, claiming producers gave Brandi and Jared inside info about valuable units. But instead of hurting them, the lawsuit backfired. The network stood by Brandi and Jared, doubled their screen time, and even benched Hester for a while. Meanwhile, Brandi was proving she didn't need inside help. She had gut instinct and hustle, and the wins to prove it. In 2013, she made a solo bid on a dusty locker in Long Beach for $1,900. It looked like nothing. But inside, an antique Japanese Hamlet sculpture was later appraised at $7,500. The total haul earned her over $6,000 in profit. That same year, she outbid Dave Hester on a $230 unit stuffed with old boxes. Everyone laughed until she found a pristine set of Star Trek memorabilia, complete with a signed item from William Shatner. That junk locker turned into a $4,000 payday. She didn't just play the game, she flipped it. With every win, Brandi proved she wasn't just Jared's sidekick or a TV face. She was a sharp, strategic buyer with real instincts, and fans loved her for it. From winning together to growing apart, what really broke Brandi and Jared? Let's find out. From partners to strangers, the real reason Brandi and Jared split. For fans who watched Brandi and Jared from the beginning, their breakup hit hard. They weren't just reality TV partners, they were a team, both on screen and off, for nearly 20 years. From thrift shops to televised auctions, they built a life together that seemed, at least from the outside, solid. So when Brandi revealed in the season 13 premiere of Storage Wars that she and Jared had quietly split, jaws dropped. The shock wasn't just about the breakup, it was about how long they kept it under wraps. In true Brandi fashion, she didn't make a spectacle of it. No messy public statements, no drama-fueled interviews, just a quiet, firm shift. Meanwhile, Jared confirmed it on camera with a comment that summed up their new reality. Just because me and Brandi aren't together anymore doesn't mean we can't go to an auction, just separately. But fans quickly noticed the change. Their banter, once playful, now had an edge. Tensions bubbled under the surface. Jared even joked about bidding on anything Brandi wanted, just to mess with her. The dynamic had clearly shifted. And while the split made for TV-worthy drama, behind the scenes, it was far more personal. Brandi wasn't just adjusting to life without a longtime partner, she was navigating motherhood on her own. The former couple shares 2 children, Peyton and Cameron, and after the breakup, Brandi took on the primary role of raising them. In her interview with the Dad Diary, she confirmed she has full custody, though she kept the legal details private. What was clear? She was carrying the load. Protecting her kids became a top priority. Early on, Brandi used to share sweet moments of her family life online. But when strangers started leaving inappropriate comments about her children, she made a tough call. She stopped posting them altogether. "They don't want me putting them on social media at all," she said. Which I don't. I respect that. It was yet another reminder that fame comes with costs, ones that don't always show up on screen. While fans saw Brandi bidding, flipping lockers, and holding her own in the auction ring, behind the scenes, she was setting boundaries, shielding her kids and relearning how to stand on her own. While Brandi and Jared did their best to stay professional in front of the cameras, the cracks in their relationship grew deeper behind the scenes. For years, fans saw them as a dynamic duo, but the truth was far more complicated, and by 2021, everything came to a head. That year, things took a serious turn when Jared was charged with a domestic violence incident involving Brandi. It happened at a bar in Orange County. The two reportedly got into a heated argument, and when Brandi asked Jared to leave her alone, he allegedly pushed her twice while yelling at her. By the time the police arrived, Jared had already left the scene. He later denied touching her, but the Orange County District Attorney's Office still charged him with one misdemeanor count of domestic violence battery. It was a breaking point, not just for Brandi, but for their already strained co-parenting relationship and Jared's public image. Brandi kept quiet about the situation, choosing not to share details publicly. But her silence spoke volumes. And while the legal process moved forward, one thing became very clear. Jared's time on Storage Wars was over. He didn't return after the incident, and no official explanation was needed. For longtime viewers, the absence said it all. What had once been a partnership built on hustle and shared dreams had crumbled under the weight of personal conflict. And while Brandi carried on with grace and resilience, the situation left a mark, not just on their professional paths, but on the private lives they had tried so hard to protect. From personal pain to public struggles, how did fame turn against Brandi? Keep watching to find out more. The dark side of fame, Brandi's battle with harassment and privacy invasion. Brandi's rise to fame came with more than just TV deals and fan admiration. It came with invasive attention, false accusations, and disturbing encounters that made her question the cost of being in the spotlight. One of the most damaging incidents happened in 2012, when Hunter Moore, the notorious revenge porn distributor, posted a nude video online and claimed the woman in the footage was Brandi. She quickly denied being the person in the video and took legal action, suing Moore for defamation, invasion of privacy, and consumer fraud, among other claims. Initially, Brandi asked for $2.5 million in damages. While she did win the case, the court awarded her just $750 in compensation, though Moore was ordered to cover her legal fees. It wasn't about the money. The damage was emotional. Brandi later admitted the ordeal left her shaken, and although her public image survived, the anxiety and stress took a toll behind closed doors. Unfortunately, that wasn't the only time fame brought discomfort. In an interview with the Dad Diary, Brandi opened up about receiving creepy letters from strangers and eventually moving into a gated community just to feel safe. What started as a career in storage auctions had morphed into something much more intense. Fame had rewired the course of her life. Brandi admitted she sought therapy to cope. At one point, she was so overwhelmed that she was afraid to leave her own house. From harsh attacks to hopeful strength, how does Brandi keep moving forward? Let's find out. Rising above, how Brandi navigates life and storage wars. After heartbreak. After their split, Brandi made a choice to keep things professional with Jared. She never took to social media to bash him, and on Storage Wars, their banter stays more playful than cutting. Fans noticed that her professional approach even showed up in a very personal post about surviving a difficult situation. Rather than naming names or diving into every painful detail, she chose a calm, measured tone. Despite the drama and heartbreak, Brandi's dedication to professionalism and self-discovery shines through, making her story all the more relatable and inspiring. While Storage Wars has remained a fan favorite on A&E for over a decade, the show wasn't immune to the challenges brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. After a 2-year hiatus, the series finally made its return in 2021 with Season 13. For Brandi Passante, the break was tough. She admitted in an interview with Pop Culture that she was straight up bored without the show. After all, Storage Wars had been a massive part of her life for years. But when the cameras started rolling again, things weren't exactly business as usual. Brandi called her experience during the 13th season tumultuous, and it's not hard to understand why. Filming alongside her ex, Jared Schultz, after their very public split, brought an undeniable layer of tension. Their history, especially the darker moments, was impossible to ignore, both on and off screen. Either way, one thing is clear. The future of Storage Wars is going to be very different. As Brandi carves out a new chapter in her personal and professional life, the show that made her a household name is evolving too, and fans will be watching closely to see what happens next. From healing pain to new happiness, what's next for Brandi's love life? Stay tuned to find out. A new chapter. Brandi finds love and joy after heartbreak. After years of tension and heartbreak, Brandi Passante has turned the page, and this new chapter looks a whole lot brighter. Her split from Jared Schultz was messy and emotional, but Brandi isn't just surviving. She's thriving. The Storage Wars star has found love again with Clifford Beaver, and fans can't help but notice the difference. Gone are the eye rolls and scowls that marked her time with Jared. Now, Brandi is glowing, and her smile says it all. Before Clifford, Brandi seemed weighed down. Even during the show's light-hearted moments, there was a visible edge between her and Jared. Nearly 20 years together, 2 kids, and constant bickering had taken their toll. But once Clifford entered the picture, everything shifted. The woman who once seemed frustrated and tired now radiates joy and isn't afraid to show it. She celebrated Clifford's birthday on May 1st, 2024, with a romantic Instagram post soundtracked by Queens of the Stone Age's Make It Wit Chew. Fans were stunned, not just by the gesture, but by how openly affectionate she's become. And it's not just about social media. Brandi and Clifford are both Tauruses, born just days apart, and their connection runs deep. Taurus signs are all about love, comfort, and stability. And with Clifford, Brandi finally feels safe, supported, and understood. She's no longer doing all the heavy lifting, emotionally or otherwise. With Jared, she often felt like the solo parent, worn out and unappreciated. Now, she's enjoying the kind of relationship that lifts her up instead of dragging her down. Brandi proudly shares glimpses of her life with Clifford on Instagram and TikTok. Not to brag, but because she's genuinely happy. She's with someone who shows up for her, cherishes her, and makes her laugh. And while some jealous fans grumble in the comments, most are cheering her on. After everything she's been through, Brandi deserves this joy, and she's not hiding it anymore. With new love comes new ventures. How will Brandi shine on her own? Keep watching to find out. Brandi steps into the spotlight with the real reality. Brandi Passante isn't just turning heads, she's turning the page. Looking healthier and happier than ever, she's now gearing up to share a whole new side of herself with the world. That's right, Brandi is launching her own podcast, and it promises to be every bit as bold and unfiltered as she is. Titled The Real Reality, the show is set to explore what it really means to live in the spotlight. With years of reality TV experience and a roller coaster of personal challenges behind her, Brandi is more than ready to lead candid conversations with guests who've faced their own fame-fueled ups and downs. This move is symbolic of how far she's come. Once part of a dynamic duo with Jared, Brandi is now standing strong on her own and thriving. She doesn't need a sidekick anymore. In fact, it's clear that flying solo might just be what suits her best. These days, she's calm, confident, and most importantly, at peace. The irritability that seemed to follow her during her relationship with Jared has faded. Instead, Brandi seems lighter, more open, more joyful, and much more in control of her own narrative. While it's unclear whether she's still dating Clifford Beaver, the man who seemed to bring fresh light into her life, fans have noticed that the pair hasn't appeared together online recently. Both have scrubbed each other from their social media, leaving followers to wonder whether their romance has cooled off. But here's the thing, Brandi isn't letting relationship rumors define her. She's focused, she's glowing, and she's moving forward on her own terms. That much was obvious in a recent Instagram post where Brandi, rocking a Harley-Davidson tee and denim shorts, struck a playful pose in the mirror. "It takes a lot of money to look this cheap," she joked in the caption, borrowing a line from none other than Dolly Parton. It was witty, self-aware, and completely Brandi, showing the world that she's still got her sense of humor and that trademark sass. Now, with another season of Storage Wars on the horizon and her podcast set to debut, Brandi Passante is proving that the best is yet to come. She's not just surviving, she's stepping into her power, one fearless move at a time. So, what are your thoughts on Brandi Passante and her pictures that are causing a stir on the internet? Let us know in the comments section below. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found it interesting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the next video shown on your screen to catch up on your favorite celebrity stories. See you there.